So who doesn't love some good editorial style makeup? I know I love it, hence the bold look. Hey everybody, today I'm going to be doing a review on some amazing Estee Lauder products. I just got finished filming this tutorial which featured some one-time use samples and my thoughts as I use them, but I'm going to include those here, and if you'd like to see what my first impressions were, please do check out my tutorial because it has all the details. This review is kind of going to be primarily on the Glow and Gradient palette and the Pore Vanishing stick and also the mattifying lipstick. So you're getting a 4-in-1 sort of. So let's start by looking at some swatches of the Glow and Gritty palette before I tell you what to think about it. As you saw, these swatched hella beautiful, so beautiful, and I love the packaging. It looks super glittery, but honestly it feels matte like a NARS palette. Well, not like suede-y, well maybe a little bit. It's soft, it's not glittery or gritty at all, and that's such a plus. Nice makeup, nice makeup. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. I'm a total weirdo. This has a nice magnetic closure and you have a generous size mirror, and as you saw it took a little pull, so you don't have to worry about this just randomly opening up in your makeup collection. Now this is the eyeshadow palette, and we also have a highlight and contour palette. Now these two shades up here, which I accidentally just nicked one because I'm silly. Those two shades, even though they have different names, they're pretty much identical to the shades we have in this palette here, which is the Glow face palette, with very subtle differences. The face palette, which is the silver one here, the Glow palette, is so multifunctional. You don't just have to use this as blush, highlight, bronzer. You can use these on the eyes, you can use these on the lips, you can use these on the cheek. I found that you can use these in a lot of different ways. I did feel like for my light to medium skin tone that the two bronzer shades were a little bit too deep for me, but they definitely worked well when mixed with the lighter shades on top with the highlight shades. Very smooth and easy to apply, didn't migrate, didn't enhance my pores, and worked exceptionally well. Like if you're using the Pore Vanishing stick and you worry about like, will this highlight show my pores? Use this and no highlight ever will show your pores. But even on its own, the Glow palette stood up to my pores and it didn't show any of my flaws, and I really liked that. Now as for the Gritty palette, which is the eye palette, a lot of people that I saw reviewing this said that it kind of lived up to the name and that it was gritty, that there was a ton of fallout, that it was too glittery, too gritty, literally gritty. When I did my swatches, as you saw, I didn't have any problem at all, and I'm going to tell you my trick. Moisten your brush. It takes 2 seconds. I use some Fix Plus from MAC. You can use a setting spray. You can even use a little bit of water. Just don't put the water in here. Like, put your brush on here and then wet your brush. But if you're using a Fix Plus product, you can put it right in here. Just wet your brush. It's an easy fix. Like, it's not even like you need to go out and buy your water. You can use tap water. It's really not that hard. So for me, these shades were an absolute win. Very easy to work with. Zero fallout. Like people that were saying, like I saw online some blogs were saying, oh my gosh, there's so much fallout. Even when I used it dry, if you look at my tutorial, you'll see what I'm talking about. Even when I use some of the gritty shades dry, if you swirl your brush lightly, use the correct brush, and tap off any excess, you'll be just fine. So don't let anybody tell you that this palette is really hard to work with or low quality, because that's nonsense. And if you've had a hard time with it, take my tips to heart. Moist brush, use a dense brush. If you're using brushes, make sure you're using the correct brush. Use a dense brush. This is a key. If you are using a fluffy brush, it's gonna go everywhere. But if you do want a lighter coverage, of course you're gonna have to use a fluffy brush. So it's kind of a catch-22, right? Not so much. When you use your fluffy brush, and I mentioned this in my tutorial, you do it in a light twirling motion. You're picking up a little bit of pigmentation, you're doing a little rub too, and make sure you tap off the excess. Now the shades that are super gritty, of course, like the blue, treat them like you would treat a glitter. Just use a mixing medium, use a prep and prime. Use any of, you have so many things that you can do to make this work. Do not look at this palette and be like, it didn't work for me. Don't look at this palette and give up on it, because it is totally worth it. As for the face palette, as you saw in the swatches, this was the smooth as butter. This did not have any issues. Like, you didn't need any special magic to get this to work. You didn't need to use these moist, though you can, and just very easy to work with overall. Now the next product, I can't really swatch this up for you guys because it is sheer, but I'm going to include some footage from my tutorial so you can see exactly what this looks like on the skin. So as you can see, this really just applies soft and smooth. It is translucent, so no matter what skin tone you are, the Vanishing Pore Stick is going to work for you. As you can see in the close-up, it really does make pores look minimized. They are not noticeable, and it also helps to add just a little bit of a priming base to your skin. Now some notes about the one-time use samples that I can't totally review here. I did use the foundation. This is the Skin Glowing Balm makeup with pink peony. I can tell you right now, this smelled great, and they do offer a few different shades. I do think that they could offer some more darker shades for my darker ladies, and I do think that they could offer some lighter shades for my lighter ladies. Like, I do feel like this range could have been a little bit bigger. There are only 12 shades. Now the shade that I tried in my sample was 310, and that was Chai, and it made me look like an Oompa Loompa. It was not Estée Lauder's fault. It was not Estée Edit's fault. This is just the sample I got, but what I can tell you is that the foundation by itself really was high quality. I felt like had it been the right skin tone shade, it would have definitely worked well. I mean, you don't need to put too much, you don't need to really put powder on top of this. I did because I had to mix it with something else. But you don't really need to do too much. You can put this on in a thin layer and kind of apply it like a BB cream, or you can really build this up for full opaque coverage. I like that it has that range, but by itself, if you just apply it, say with a beauty blender, you're gonna get about a medium coverage. I also tried the Beam Team. This is the Hydrate and Glow, and I tried the Hydrate shade in A16. As you can see, used it all up, and I used this. It was very similar to MAC's Strobe Cream. By the way, the Estée Edit Pore Stick was very similar to Lancome's Le Base Pro. It had that kind of silicone soft feel, and the hydrating balm here had a very soft moisturizing feel, but it also had that slight, ever slight glow that, say, Strobe Cream would for MAC, or Charlotte Tilbury's Wonder Glow. Very similar, but less shimmer. You're not gonna look like you're in Twilight. You're just gonna look like you're in the right light. Honestly, if you're using the Pore Vanishing Stick, and you're using the Hydrate and even a little bit of the glow, you have the no makeup look down. You don't need to do anything else. Really just do your brows, and your skin is gonna look flawless, like so nice. Now the glow section of the Hydrate and Glow, this kind of was like a tacky base, but I do feel like if you're wearing it on its own, you're going to get that dewy glow, that glow from within, that very natural looking glow. So you can wear this on its own. I applied this over my foundation, and I found that it had a little bit of a tacky feeling, which was really good to apply your powder highlight on top of it, because it's going to really amp it up. So that's what I did here. Noticeable soft glow to it. You can see it on my hand here. So you can use this by itself. I would use this, I would mix this right into my foundation. I would wear this on a no makeup day. You're really gonna get that glow like a disco ball look if you apply it under your highlight. Wow. So I applied it under my cheeks, a little bit to my nose, a little bit to my cupid's bow, and then I applied my highlight right on top of it, and it amplified everything. I would even use this on my eyes. Like if I had more of this product, I would definitely put this in the corner of my eye and then put highlight there and really just, or even just rubbed it all over my eyelids for an eye brightening look. So lots of options with that product. I really wish I had more than just this free sample because man, the things I would have done with it. The last thing that I'm going to show you guys is the lipstick, and I'm wearing it here today. Of their whole range, this shade just spoke to my soul, and this is called The Storm, and this is mattified lipstick. It is a matte finish. Now, of course, they have some more wearable shades, but if I'm going to be getting the Estée Edit, which to me just screams editorial makeup, bold makeup, just push the envelope makeup, I figured let me go with a bold shade. So I opted for The Storm, and the packaging is very chic. I like it. It looks like it's spray painted blue on the tube, and the tube kind of has a little ribbing on it. Really reminded me like 80s tubes. And when you look at when you get the lipstick, you'll notice that when you're applying it, it feels soft, it feels creamy. It's gonna feel like you're putting on a cream lipstick, but the finish is all matte. There's no light reflected. I love that, because sometimes you get a matte lipstick, it says it's matte and it feels creamy, and then poof, you see all that shine. You don't see that here. Now, this isn't one of those matte lipsticks. It's gonna be like transfer proof, waterproof. It's not that. It's gonna smudge, it's gonna budge, but hey, I'm not complaining because this lipstick looks gorgeous and it made my lips feel hydrated. Like it doesn't feel like I'm gonna rip my lips off, which some liquid lipsticks and even some matte lipsticks give you the feeling of. No worries here. Another thing I like is that all the packaging on all the items kind of share like a similar look. So it's like it's very cohesive on my dresser, very cohesive in terms of displaying, and I like that. I'm not sure how you guys feel about packaging. I mean, I'm sure some of you are fans of packaging, but for me, I like to display my makeup. As you can see back, I kind of rotate it every now and then, so this is definitely gonna get some time. So guys, have you tried any of the Estée Edit products? If so, what's your favorites? Did I cover any of your favorites here today? Let me know. Also, be sure to check out my tutorial, the one that's already up, and hopefully I'll have the other one up soon. If you like my content, be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell. This way you can be notified of when I post new content. It's right next to the subscribe button. Be sure to leave me some comments below. I love reading your thoughts and opinions. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm Recycled Stardust.